Good evening and welcome to Chimbugwe Live. How is everyone today doing? I welcome you. My name is Sarah Nabz. And this evening we have got the weekly roundup, ladies and gentlemen, and the weekly roundup in English. So I need you to share this video. I need you to invite your friends. I need you to invite all your English friends, all your African friends, everybody all over the world who doesn't get to hear the news in its entirety concerning Uganda. The news and the things that have been going on, the current affairs of this week. Come on, welcome. I salute you too. I salute each one of you. Welcome to Chimbugwe Live. I need everyone to share. Please don't forget, subscribe on our YouTube channel, Chimbugwe Live. Also, subscribe, notifications, set all your notifications on all our social portals. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube. And now you can visit us at www.getunn.com. So welcome all of you this evening. All right, let's get started because today I have, this week has been a full fun fact packed week with a lot of different things going on in our current affairs in Uganda and the rest of Africa. I don't know about you, but I feel like so much is going on, but maybe for the good. You know, sometimes in order for you to heal, you need to be told the truth. You need to know everything that's going on. You need to bring everything out in the open, okay? Out in the open. I'm just like you, by the way. I'm getting all the news at the end of the week and I'm ready to come here and give it to you. I've not even seen some of this news or read some of it. So my opinions today are just as surprising for me as it might be to you. Most of you hear this news in Uganda, and I understand that you can get this news in Uganda. Chimbugwe every day comes on here and tells you this news for those in Uganda and those all over the world, and we give you the truth in its entirety. But this day, on a Friday at this time, and we do apologize that we are late, we have to work on that. I do say that this is for the world. This is your opportunity to share it with friends who are not Ugandan. The friend next door who's telling you, especially those of you in diaspora, and the friend who will say, oh, what's going on in Uganda? Oh, I heard something. Yeah, I saw something on the BBC. I saw something on ITV. Well, guess what? You can say, well, no, let me tell you exactly what's going on. Let me share you our English version of what's going on in Uganda. Because here, I'm not bringing you just what I want to bring you. I'm bringing you the candid news as it is of what's happened this week. And I'm speaking it as it is. Because no one can tell Sarah what to say and what not to say. That's the beauty of being in a country where my human rights are respected. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with the first weekly roundup of this week. For Museveni loved Ugandans that he selflessly sacrificed his COVID jab to those at risk. Museveni and his family undecided on COVID-19 vaccinations. I mean, okay, Museveni says he is still studying to see which vaccine is more active for himself and his family. That he has sacrificed their jabs vaccine portions to Ugandans who are more at risk. That for him and his family, they're protected. This confirms runs that they indeed received vaccines already, and that the vaccine is vaccine is harmful, or better still, that the vaccine is fake. This tells me, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Museveni and your family, if you think for 1 second that Ugandan people are fools and Ugandan people are foolish, then you have one thing coming to you. This is why the fools can make it in Uganda. Even a president who has been in control for 34 years is about to come off presidency just like a fool, just like a chicken. We are not foolish anymore. Our eyes have been opened. We have now come out of the light. For you to come and disrespect Ugandans in this manner about undecided on which COVID-19 vaccinations, please do us a favor. You want us to follow? Lead us by example. Let's move on. I'm not even going to spend time on Mr. Museveni today. Too much. Because unfortunately, he's the reason why we're here. The question is for me, is he being selfless or do you think he's being selfish? He actually thinks he's being selfless. Anyway. Moving along. So this week they've decided to let us know how they've recorded 25 new COVID-19 cases. Great. Cases were recorded on the 13th, 14th and the 15th of March from over 2,000 tests. Cases were recorded from Kampala and one from Amuru, Gulu, Mbale. Total death toll stands currently right now in the COVID in Uganda, 334 since the pandemic started. Okay, now let me just say this. Okay, there's about 45 million people in Uganda, right? This is what they say. So 45 million Uganda, and we've had out of that for not even 10%, not even 1%. We're not even 1% of Ugandans dying in Uganda. Now, yeah, the way this man is operating like maybe half of 45 million people have been dying of COVID-19. But I guess that's his way of trying to, again, pull money out of you-know-who, Abazungu Bafe. Now, yeah, that is where he has that control because us Ugandans were busy taking care of our families, taking care of our homes, working hard to look after 450 decimals of property every year, January to December, while he's busy creating a narrative to the Western world that all is well and he's got everything in control. And that is why he's using this money. We'll be coming to that a bit later on. The total death is 334, right? So note on how these said positive cases acquired COVID. It is noted that Uganda is on race to account for COVID money received from who? The World Health Organization, more like the World Health Order, but I won't go there. That's for another day. Would these new cases be a cover-up? Would this be a trap to convince Ugandans to get the COVID-19 jab? Now, let me ask you, Ugandans, are you that gullible? Are you that gullible? You have seen a video that was roaming around last week with fakery going on that someone took their vaccine. Then the audacity of a leader. I thought being a leader, one of the first things of being a leader is to actually lead by example. To lead by example. Oh, Lord Jesus. Moving along. Moving along. The next story for today, please, because Ugandan leaders, you are just a real joke at the moment for me, a real joke. The whole system just needs to be shut down and we just need to start afresh. I'm even being nice. I have people who are just like, kill them all and let us go from there. Let's just start cut their heads off. And that is some people. Whereas I'm trying to be the godly woman that I am to say, no, give room for this man to repent and change his direction and change what he's believing for. Nyenga, your head is about to be killed. I don't understand why someone would knowingly is on a downward spiral of death, but he continues to disrespect Ugandans in this level. Going on to the next story. Again, just looking at the Northern Bypass construction. This is the so-called Northern Bypass construction that was supposed to have been finished and planned to be completed within 36 weeks. But lo and behold, 6.5 years later, we're still sitting here. And the AG reports indicated that a time lapse of 217% construction is still going. Now, Ugandans, is that Uganda secure? Museveni securing your future? Mumbulide. The future of Ugandans. That's what I would like to know. I would like to know very well. Please let me understand. Give me this understanding. Moving along, I'm not even going to go into that. This is him securing your future for those of you who are happy to be led by Museveni like this and happy to continue to live your lives and go out and work every single day with such conditions of a mere man. Sina katonda. Gwamutakiriza molum abam. Naye a mere man. Nabagambe ne mukiriza. Nabagambe nabne mukiriza. This is what we were talking to the ladies about yesterday. For how long are we going to be disrespected? For how long are we going to be disrespected by a mere man? We move ahead. Our next story for today. Peaceful protests by His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi. So we've started the protesting. He has decided that he's going to try and lead you by example, ladies and gentlemen, to come out and demonstrate, to join him wherever he is demonstrating. He is demonstrating and protesting against the election results and the continued abductions of his supporters. And he continues to remind every single Ugandan who voted that, yes, you voted, fellow Ugandans, that yes, we won the elections by 54%, 54 point something percent of the votes. Ugandans clearly voted for President Robert Kyagulanyi. And many Ugandans, I mean, I've spoken to a few of the family members who are in Uganda, and they'll come and they'll tell you, we were called to vote, to protect our vote, and we've done that. It's now his job to get us in the seat. Ugandans, you've not yet protected your vote. Until that man is in the seat, you must continue on. You must continue on to fight the fight, not to break the law, not to incite violence. Some people are saying on social media, who I have read messages coming through left, right, and center, that the diaspora, half of them are just here to talk. While we incite violence, while we're not on ground. I will keep telling you, I will keep speaking, and I will not stop speaking. Why? Because that is my way of protesting without breaking the law. If you want me to break the law, I can go and do that and then get killed or get more people get killed. Either way, whether I'm doomed when I do the right thing and I'm doomed if I don't do the right thing. So why not continue to do the right thing and speak into your life and keep on reminding you, because that's what I can do as Sarah. Because guess what? A whole body, one part of the body does not make this body function, okay? Sarah, to function here today, she has arms, she has legs, she has a body, she has breasts, she has a bum, she has ears, she has a head, she has a neck. The neck cannot work if the head and the neck are not working together. Ugandans, until you change this narrative, whether we do something rubber-dubber style, whether we decide to become a military soldiers, whatever we do, we have to come together. Museveni is not going to kill 45 million of us. Hell no. Hell, he cannot even kill even 1 million of us without us dealing with him and getting rid of him. These are about 10, 15 people of Ugandans. Do you know that? Do you know that? Our Robert Kyagulanyi this week, guys, he went out and he showed, let me try and start showing you what it is to demonstrate. And the few of them that were out there, and I'm saying few for a reason, because there still needs to be a shaking in the foundation of Uganda, in our people. There still needs to be a change in the mindset. And I don't blame you anymore, my fellow Ugandans. Sichabanenya, 34 years of oppression, you cannot be the same. It's just the same way of having someone who's been in jail for life. And then luckily he gets parole and he gets out of jail. Nayenga, in the stages of development in psychology as well as biology, on those of you who are very academic, there are different stages in adulthood, in young men, in young women, in a teenager. So if for 5 years you have been given the same narrative that is out, that's spewing on the lands and the streets and the houses and the property of our country, scenes abanenye anti temuli ready genda out okurana kati fe tugenda bayamba abazu those who their eyes were able to open up. I don't know why I don't leave Uganda alone sometimes. Well, guess what, guys? He got arrested, as many of you saw all over social media. He got arrested. The army took over the city and combat vehicles were deployed. Alongside NUP spokesman Joel Senyonyi and some of the other MPs, Sejirinyi, were arrested as they made their way to the city square. Principal was later driven to his home in Magere by security operatives. Nja komawo kwecho in a bit tusweyongeleyo. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Those of you who have just joined, I want you to welcome you. Welcome to our weekly roundup, ladies and gentlemen. I'm requesting you to share this video tonight. And those of you who need to hear the news for the week in English, this is your moment to share this video all over the world, all over to your African parents and friends and everybody. Okay, carrying on, Makerere University and His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi's age. But what do they want with this man? Every little thing that they can pick, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to pull out. They are going to pull out. But let's thank God that it's such nonsense like this that they decide to bring out to us to tell us about Chagulanyi acquired his degree in wrong ways. Apparently, lawyer Male Mabirizi applied for His Excellency diploma, recalled on grounds of fraudulent admission. Mabirizi cited His Excellency that he illegally admitted to Makerere when he was not a mature age student in 2000, that His Excellency was actually under the age of 25 years old. The academic registrar at Makerere had availed Mabirizi the policy of mature age admission and that Chagulanyi was admitted illegally. No, some of you your collar. You don't know. You've got nothing better to do. And when you come out here and spew such nonsense, I just feel sorry for you. Bogus as these Mabirizi's so-called claims are and sound, Makerere is another institution that has been exposed by His Excellency Chagulanyi. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them from trying to find every little thing of putting down our president. That's what they intend to do. That's what they want to do. Nayemwe abamanyi mumanyi. Let's move on. Ngawe tugenda on to the next story about Uganda Parliament clears Walking Dead. Musajja Ali, 80 years old. Can we just go there a minute? Ugandans, this is you. This is what we've chosen. This is what we've chosen until you say enough is enough. Ntingenda kuvawo, ngenda kuchusa mindset. Kale omusajja yatuba for 34 years naye kati nzukuse. Omusajja Ali, 80 years old. The man is about to drop down and die anytime now. But the parliament was able to allow Mutebire Mutebile, Mutebile, Mutebile. Physical ill Mutebile's new term as governor, Bank of Uganda, was approved again this week by the parliament. I mean, this is just ridiculous. What the hell is going on? So now, because this man is very ill, we all know that he's very ill, he's not doing well. This man was whisked away into parliament via president's office hiding him away from waiting the press that was outside. One wonders where the brain dead Muteveni, the only economist Ugandan has ever produced. Is he the only governor Gwetulina 45 million people? But Nange, Uganda, what is going on? And you parliaments, you members, the dictator again was able to make his money deals and requests. I guess Muteveni will continue to be governor, even in his grave at this rate, even in his own grave. I'm over it. I'm over it. Let's move on. Let's move on. This news gets me down sometimes, because sometimes it's just ridiculous when we come here and we have to, Uganda. Museveni yakomyewo tata mubigura. The NUP rigged the elections this week. The NUP were the ones who did the electoral rigging. So, Mr. Museveni, I have a question for you. Since you claim that it was NUP who actually rigged this year's elections, I beg of you, how comes till today we are still waiting for the real results to be uploaded? Because even the ones that are currently up there are as fake as my wig is right now. That's how fake your results are, Mr. Museveni. Then you've got the audacity to allow media houses in Uganda to go back to spew such nonsense. For me, it just I get flabbergasted every single time when I read such news. I just don't understand where his conclusions, where he gets them from. Who writes these delusional statements for him? Zenabagamba Dante, he needs a mental health assessment. Now, I don't know if anybody passed this message on, but Mr. Museveni, you need a mental health assessment. Even to a point where some people say you're a clone. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on. Another story for this week was that His Excellency was blocked again and arrested from delivering the petition to the Chief Defence Force. Why? Why isn't it not allowed to deliver a petition to the Chief Defence Force? What is wrong with delivering the message that he wants to deliver after these continued abductions and killings of our supporters, of the supporters of the party? I repeat it again, it is not a crime to support a political party of your choice. It is your constitutional right. Hell, it is your human right. And I will not stop saying that to every single Ugandan who hears me under the sound of my voice. Imagine these so-called defense people, these so-called soldiers and military blocked our president again to deliver this petition. The petition demanded for the immediate release of the party supporters arrested after the 14th of January elections. The CDF is headed by David Muhoozi. Again, our president was arrested and driven back home to Magere. I'm starting to want to go out. I'm starting to believe in those who are ready and saying, you know what? These peaceful demonstrations and these peacefulness are all well and good. This is my opinion, just to say this to everybody. I'm starting to think we're going to need to do something more. We do need to go out and demonstrate. But like I told the ladies yesterday, some of these things we need to take it by force. And not to break the law, but you take certain things by force. It is your rightful right to defend yourself. It is your rightful right to defend yourself. And these so-called police officers moving along, my team, moving along, have you seen this new traffic, the traffic uniform, the traffic police uniform? Please, somebody enlighten me about the uniform that we are seeing. The IGP, Hassan Kasinye, at presser for uniform, called upon police not to abuse the new uniform with corruption. Fatimuloza inti, it's the uniform. This is where I don't understand about our mentality as Ugandans. You think that putting on a new uniform is what's going to stop these fellow police officers who you have in such horrible working conditions, who live in horrible working conditions. These are the same guys that are going to wear new uniform and they're not going to do corruption because you've given them a new uniform that looks like a soldier uniform. Okay then, Mr. Museveni. Okay, Mr. IGP, or whoever you are who makes these so-called stupid and crap decisions. Yes, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I don't care because I'm sick and tired of mincing words. Ugandans, we are too nice. Stop allowing people to take our kindness as a weakness. Being kind does not mean you are nice. Yes, Eliza Muhare, I don't know if that's your name. Yes, I am. I'm talking about the news and giving my opinion on the things that have happened in this week's current affairs. If you have just come, we welcome you on the weekly UNN roundup of all the affairs that have happened this week in English. So maybe you need to also share it to some of your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, mulekerawo, to allow yourselves to be fooled by this government and this regime. If our eyes are opened, can we stop accepting such nonsense? This traffic police and their so-called uniform is rubbish, pure, utter rubbish. You think change of uniform will stop corruption? Okay, Mr. Museveni. On all the problems that the police currently have, you thought the first and best thing to do for the police force was to give them a uniform. Kale, Mr. Museveni. Let's move on. Ugandans, we are just opening our eyes to you as to what is currently going on in our country and why we continue to tell you during the week and after this show that we have to remove this dictator because now he's moved from oppressing us and enslaving us to outright okutujoga. And for me, that's disrespect. He's disrespecting us now. He's showing us that we are nothing. You're nothing as a Ugandan. Being called a Ugandan is you're nothing. If you don't have money, you're nothing. Because only Ugandans who have money might just about have a say. But the moment you have money and then you try to become better than him, then you too will be killed. You too will be nothing. He will show you that your Ugandanhood means nothing. I want that to enter into Ugandans as I'm rounding up this week's news. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue on to the NUP supporters who lost another bid this week with the trial in the, even my words are getting mixed up because this really is hurting my soul. As to Raji Why can you not free our Ugandan people? What is wrong with this regime, for Pete's sake? The High Court again have come and dismissed the application that was filed by the 49 NUP supporters that sought blocking of their trial in a military court over illegal possession of ammunition. But you had no ammunition. The ammunition dates that you said we had ammunition were past the dates that you arrested me. This is the part that I don't understand. How Uganda, till now, with the system that we have and the entire system, and that we are still here today. Our 49 NUP supporters are still blocked and refused a fair trial. There is no trial here, and we know it. There is no trial, Museveni, and you know it. Even the system who are your puppets know it. They are only getting orders from above. International communities who are listening to me. This is the kind of Museveni, this is the kind of president you continue to work with. You continue to pump money in. You continue to allow to oppress fellow Ugandans. But we, the Ugandans in diaspora, are not going to keep quiet. We will expose it and speak it for you to hear it, so that let us see the so-called human rights that you keep telling us about in this Western world. Let us see what you're doing in our countries as you're seeing such a leader and continue to work with him. We know that you're not going to be moved. You're moved by us moving. So let us do the work for ourselves. We will do our work out for ourselves. As Ugandans, we have to be the ones to stand up until this man comes off ground. I'm so sorry, those of the mothers, the sisters, the families of all the NUP supporters who have been abducted and who have been killed. Justice Esther Nambayo ruled that it is legal for the military court to try civilians pursuant to Section 119 of the UPDF Act. That it is legal for the military court to trial civilians. What a stupid woman. You're a stupid woman, Justice. You're a justice of injustice. They should be calling you injustice. I mean, how much did you get paid, Esther Nambayo? How much did they pay you? What was in your brown envelope this time round? Well, at this point, as long as you are a chicken thief and an NUP supporter, you're definitely going to get tried under the military court. I mean, you might as well start trying all sorts of stolen things. Anything can take you to military court at this rate. Let's move on. Chief Justice exposed themselves in a cat fight. Esther Chisaye and Owino Dolo fight as the later returned to court to deliver her minority ruling in the withdrawn election petition of His Excellency Chagulanyi. Chisaye claimed that Dolo used barbaric means and to use his powers in the manner he chose. Chisaye continued on to say one of the judges who still hold in their values is one of the judges who still hold in their values, and her constitutional duty to disobey unlawful orders of the CJ, and she fully fulfilled her duties as member of the quorum. What does that mean? Thank you, Esther, Justice Esther Chisaye, for standing up for what they call truth. We thank you. We thank you. Chisaye, help me someone. Chisaye, yeah? Some of these names sometimes, you just have to forgive me. But Chief Justice, I thank you. Thank you, Esther. Thank you for standing up for the truth. You know what this goes to show? It goes to show you that there are still some people out there who stand for truth. There are still some people out there who will not allow to be ruled and regulated. There are some people out there who are able to speak up. You know, she didn't have to talk much. I don't know Obama to take a day, because I think also my His Excellency also mentioned it today. Indirectly, she made a point. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Chief Justice Esther. Thank you for what you did, because it shows there is some people who still have a heart. There is some people who still speak up for why they are justices and they are holding such positions for the people of Uganda. So may God bless you for what you did. Last but not least, my fellow Ugandans. In Africa today, we mourn another president of Africa, who has been a bit controversial in the last few months, the last few weeks, and of course controversial throughout his terms as President of Tanzania. President of Tanzania, ladies and gentlemen, nicknamed Bulldozer Magufuli, died of what authorities believe to be a heart-related condition. He was elected in October 2020 to his second term in office. He served his country and transformed Tanzania from a poor country to a middle-income country. He was the first African president to cancel his attendance at the UN. He's cancelled all government officials, diplomatic trips to the Europe and American, saving the country millions of dollars each year. After missing from public view for weeks without explanation, his absence sparked rumors that he had caught COVID. Many were arrested for circulating these runners. You know, we all saw on social media, is he in hospital? He's not in hospital. Is he sick? He's not sick. I think for weeks, some people said, no, he'd already died. And I won't be surprised if he died weeks ago, but they decided to leave it and wait until now. I won't be surprised if he'd already been buried and everything had moved on, and they just came out now and given us all this information. Kati, nothing surprises me anymore in Uganda. But you know, the last week he was able to, they said he had attended church. That could have been an old picture for all I know, because it went all over social media that no, he was seen in church. Only for us this week to be told that he had died. And many people are saying that he died of COVID because he had not been working with the European countries and the Western countries and abiding to some of these rules and regulations of COVID-19. But at the end of the day, I go back again. I don't know whether this is true, so it's alleged. He never took most of the funding. He refused most of the funding. So if there are certain people who gave him, if he accepted funding and then pushed them out of COVID, because that's what the Western world do. They will give you things and pretend they are helping you only for them to have something in return. It's a transaction, ladies and gentlemen. It's a business deal. Okay, so until Ugandans and fellow Africans learn to fight for themselves, those who are in leadership will continue to make decisions for us everyday people, or Muntu Wawansi, in favor of them at the top. Many were arrested for circulating all the different rumors, but the man has died. And therefore, to be succeeded by his running mate, Vice President Samia Hassan, who's now going to be taken over the Tanzanian constitution. She's our first African president. In such conditions, may your soul rest in peace, President Magufuli. Many of you many people have had many things to say. Many had different things to say, whether good or bad. But I must say, for the time, my opinion, for the time that you have been in presidency, at least in 5 years, the few things that you've achieved we've not managed to achieve in 34 years. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, UNN Chimbugwe Live is soon to become UNN. We have finally been able to provide the kabo. The donations are finally here with us. You can finally make donations, Support UNN by giving. All you've got to do is type into your Google, go to your Google search, go to your browser and put www.getunn.com/donate. You are able to donate. Why do we need these donations, ladies and gentlemen? To make a change for our country. We want to be able to bring you the great news and be professional about it. We want to become the leading media house in East Africa and Africa. We want to be able to come, not only just for coming here and telling you every day and the different stories that are going on. Naye okukyusa ensi yaffe tulina okulabirira abantu bawansi. Abantu abali ku ground. There's so many things I was telling the ladies yesterday, and I want to say it to you again. Me, I'm calling the women. I'm looking for 1 million women to give £10, $10, 10,000 shillings, whatever you can afford. 10,000. If you can't do 10,000, do 1,000. But 1 million women. 1 million, and I'm going to be counting them. Every single woman, we are going to, I will be telling you the names every time that I come, every Friday. I will, because this is your part. You're asking, what can I do? What should I do now to collect tutia? Wabata sobola kuhiwa wo mubiri. Nganze wenzi jawano. Nemba bulira. And my face is on all over the world. At least give, donate, and help us by supporting our cause. Thank you, all of you who have watched Chimbugwe Live tonight. I want you to don't forget to follow us on all of our social portals. And coming up next is our continued season, episode 19, season 19. We continue with the high-profile murders in Uganda. Lero Seguja is in the studio. Anti mubadde mubuuza wiki onamba laba mu comments. Nga bubuuza Seguja Jadi, Seguja alina okukomawo, alina otutaasa, twetaaga okuwulira party endala. Yes, he's coming up next. He's coming up next. How about you do me a favor? Quickly go and donate, those of you who can. Quickly go on the website, www.getunn.com/donate. Text me, text Chimbugwe, send me an email at hello@getunn.com to let us know that you have made your donation. Because 1 million women, we can do it. Fetuba leading abasajja kati, ekintu tukitaking over. Mbasaba, we mumalao, kati ate mufuneyo ka drink, get yourself something to eat, come and sit back down. You have exactly 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, because Chimbugwe was supposed to start at 7:30. So please, let's go. He's coming up right now. Seguja is in the studio, Chimbugwe is joining you in the studio, and our beautiful Mama Elizabeth is coming to join us in the studio. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me on Chimbugwe Live. I shall see you ladies next week. Gentlemen, see you next week on UNN Chimbugwe Live. My name is Sarah Nabz. Good night and God bless.